Now this goes out to all of my beautiful people. I'm J Star, you know it's nice to meet ya. 7:45 a.m. catch me on the Morning Meetup, hosted by David Shands.
Really big, audacious goals, big goals. I don't know how to spell audacious, but the goals are huge, and I know what the word means. Do me a favor, throw it in the chat. I need to know 2022. What is that big goal for you? I need to know 2022. Throw it in the chat. I need to see what these big goals are. Now, these goals need to be very specific, and there needs to be a number attached. I don't want to see that my goal is to impact as many people as possible. I don't want to hear I'm trying to grow my business. I want to know something very specific, because with specifics, a plan can be accompanied with that. When it's 1.5 in revenue, I love it. 3 semis by May 15, 2022. I love it. 10,000 a month. But Alicia, when will this 10,000 a month start? The goal is $10,000 a month, but when will it start? How long is it going to take you to get to 10,000 a month? Or are we starting with January? So the goal really maybe $120,000 a month, or $20,000 a year. And with a base of $10,000 a month, because sometimes if we say we want the average to be $120,000 a year, which equates to $10,000 a month, but you need 3 or 4 months to get like a run rate to get it up to 10,000, that means we're gonna have to overcompensate in the later part of the year. But I just want a specific goal, 1 million total 2022 revenue. I love it. Million supplements company by end of year. Okay. Oh, y'all got some goals in here. Helping 4,000 entrepreneurs in 2022 by the end of the year increase their bottom line. Okay, I love it. It's going to be quite a feat to gauge it, but good stuff. Okay, 500,000 yearly. What did I just see? I just saw something. 500,000 yearly revenue and 2 FT consultants. Not sure what that is, but it sounds like a good goal. All right, let's jump into it. So I did a live yesterday where I'm talking about the thought process behind a big goal. We know what the process, we know what the goal is. Anybody know my major goal for 2022? Anybody know the major goal? Let's throw it in the chat. Anybody, y'all know the major goal? 10,000, yes, 10,000 Morning Meetup members. What's cool is there are going to be a lot of even you all who get behind this mission. Now, why would you get behind the mission? Because we know that this mission is not just for the person that's setting out on a mission, which is me. We understand that when a community grows of that size, everybody benefits. Because the way I see it is, if we have like 10,000 people, well, when we have 10,000 people in our Morning Meetup community, that is a bigger pool of people for you to grow your warm market. And as an entrepreneur, especially starting out, who do we sell to first? Who is the easiest people to sell to? Now, whether they buy or not, but the easiest person to talk to is our warm market. So I believe when Bryn comes on here and we have 10,000 people and she says, hey, subscribe to my podcast, day one, she'll have enough followers or subscribers to start monetizing her podcast. Because why? The family and community has grown. When Ariel has her course or her product or service and she says, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. When we have a pool of 10,000, now it's not saying you're going to jump to 10,000, but it's a bigger audience. When you have a really good idea and people support your brand and they get it, you have a bigger pool. I don't necessarily want to go outside of our community to do anything. My vision is, imagine having a conference and I want to sell it out and I don't have to make any posts on Instagram. Because it's all in the community, it's all in the network and everybody can do it. So I have a vision. So people will get behind it because people know and understand that it's truly not about me. Okay. Well, let me get into it, okay? So the goal is 10,000 Morning Meetup members. And I'm just gonna go through, this is what I want you to take from this. My objective is to let you peer into how I'm attacking a goal, the ideation of a big idea. I know for a fact, some of us, even the thing that you put in the chat, it's not well thought out, it's well wanted, but we didn't go like levels deep. And we've maybe haven't sat down for 30, 45 minutes, kind of going through all of the things that it's going to take to accomplish this goal. I'm talking about, here's what's crazy. With everything that you want to do, there's a million things that need to be done with the one thing that you want to do. And all of those things have a bunch of things that need to be done. For instance, your goal might be, let me give y'all a visual real quick. Real quick. Show y'all my board. There's a lot. We have to start to think. This is very, very important. So let's say, let me just clear this real quick. Let's say that we are going to launch a t-shirt brand, because it's really one of the only things I know how to draw quickly. Let's say we're going to launch a t-shirt brand. And our objective is to sell 1,000 shirts. So if our objective is to sell 1,000 shirts, let's say in 5 months, right? So that's $200, 200 shirts per month. We got 5 months to sell 1,000 shirts. Well, look at all the things that have to go into it. One, you have to find the design. You have to find which type of like blank t-shirt you're going to print on, unless you're going to manufacture and get it, produce yourself. We got to make sure we're marketing. And in marketing, there's so many different ways to market. You can do events, you can do social media. Let's just real quick, let's extract this one part out of this whole plan. Just the events. You got to find the right event. We got to find a team. We got enough inventory. We have to learn sales. Out of the major goal, there's a bunch of things, but in the bunch of things, there's a whole bunch of things that we can extract. Okay, what if we're going for the right event? Let's just find the right event. Location. We have to travel. We have to evaluate how many people are going to be there. That's all idea. 1,000 t-shirts. But in the 1,000 t-shirts, there's a bunch of things we got to consider. And in those bunch of things we got to consider, like the design, the t-shirt, the marketing, there's a bunch of things to consider in all of those, the design, t-shirt, and printer. So we took out marketing, and one of the options of marketing is events. And one of the things we got to consider for the event is we got to find the right event. We got to find a team to staff the event. We have to have enough inventory for the event. And we have to learn how we're going to make sales and convert through the event. And if we just take out the one thing of trying to find the right event, we got to find the right location. We got to find, somewhere, how we're going to travel if it's somewhere else. We have to try to evaluate how many people are going to be there and say, are we going to get our money back? Measuring how many people versus how much it's going to cost versus how much our product is and how much do we have to sell? And if we have to pay people, there's so many things to consider in the so many things that we have to consider, which are in the so many things we got to consider, that's why for beginning entrepreneurs, I do not advise you doing more than one thing. Because there's 1,000 things in the one thing. And not only are there 1,000 things in the one thing, there's 1,000 things that are in the 1,000 things that are in 1,000 things in the one thing. How could you possibly, without a level of focus, simultaneously build 2 businesses as a beginning entrepreneur? So, do y'all mind if I just kind of run through my thoughts on how I'm going to get to my goal? And hopefully, I promise you guys, this conversation or call is not about my goal, it's about yours, but I'm going to let you kind of peer into how I start to see it and think about it. Now, I did not hit the goal yet. In my mind, I did. So what I'm telling you it's not proven. So it's not like it's not like I did something that I'm going back to teach you what I did, but I am going to help you identify my thought process as I've been accomplishing my goals. Is this fair? And I do this for everything. And I'm going to try to slow down and write neat. Okay. All right. So big goal, 10,000 of you all, family members, in the morning meetup. This is my goal, but again, this conversation is not about my goal, it's about yours, right? Whose goal is this about? Just put it in the chat, put it in the chat. Whose goal is this about? I just want to make sure you don't think because I'm talking about me that this message is for me, because I already heard this message. I already gave it to myself, okay? All right, cool. 10K members. First thing I got to decide is, okay, it's a really, really big goal, but where am I now? Where am I now? Well, we currently have 700, about 700. Paid subscribers in the morning meetup, about 700. Not including my partnership with RPX. We're not talking about that. I'm just talking about my own efforts. Okay, so which means we need 9,300 more. Which technically, this goal doesn't make any sense. Technically, if we're looking at logic, it took 4 years to build a community of you all of 700, 4 years. And what I'm saying is, it's going to take 12 months to like 12x that. It technically doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What took me 4 years to do, I'm going to do 7 times that. All right, what's that? What is going on, Billy? Come on, Billy. Stop sharing. All right, cool. It technically doesn't make any sense. And some people might say, well, this isn't realistic, but it is. I know it's realistic because just in the past, I didn't zero in and focus on it. So here we go. 9,300 more, which means if we divide that by 365, we're going to need about 2.5 being enrolled per day. 25.5 people being enrolled every single day. Still seems big. Golly. Every day, we have to have 25.5 people sign up for the morning meetup. Huge stuff. That's a lot, is it not? But I'm not afraid. Am I afraid? I'm not afraid. Am I afraid? I'm not afraid. It's big, but I'm not afraid because this is just the start of the ideas. Let my mind work. Let your mind work. Just put it in the chat real quick. I'm going to let my mind work today. I'm going to let my mind break down this whole big idea so it's not as big and scary. And I got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to try to keep moving, but I'm really, really getting excited, okay? So here's the thing. Here's the question that I'm asking myself. And this is not in any order. It's just how I'm ordering it, okay? So here's the thing. How can I enroll 1,000 people at one time? That's a question. All right, big goal, 9,300 people more by next year. But my question isn't, how am I going to do 25.5 a day? That is one of the questions. But for right now, I am trying to write neat, Marley. You see that? I'm trying for y'all. You know what I mean? My question isn't, how am I going to find 25.5 humans to enroll in my business in this program per day? One of the questions I have is, how can I get 1,000 people to enroll in it one time? What's going on, family? David Shands. I want to give you a special invitation to the Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It is the only organization that gathers every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we help you learn entrepreneurship, grow as an entrepreneur, become an entrepreneur, or you just get to be in an environment, a network of all entrepreneurs. Literally hundreds of entrepreneurs gather on a Zoom call every single morning, Monday through Friday. Okay, so I want to give you a special invitation to help grow your business and your brand all this year. Okay, every single day. You eat every day for your health. You brush your teeth every day for your hygiene. I need you to learn and grow every single day for your mindset. Okay, so make sure you go to themorningmeetup.com. It is only $1 trial. You don't need a promo code. Just go $1, themorningmeetup.com. Check it out. If you like us, stay. If not, after that, it's $79 a month. But I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy yourself. Okay, so go to themorningmeetup.com. I love y'all. See you in the morning.
Do me a favor. Throw it in the chat. 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 In your mind. In your mind. Let me just take my mind off this big 25 people every day. How can I just get 1,000 people at one shot? One shot. Events, networking events. I mean, there would have to be 5,000 people for me to just network. And I'd have to like really go talk to 1,000 people. I don't know if that's going to be as effective. But my answer is find bigger platforms. Where do tens of thousands of people gather? I don't know. I don't know where these people gather, but I gotta find. There are places where a lot of people gather, right? It's not nowhere. It's not nowhere where people gather. I just gotta find a platform or somewhere, a stage that has 10,000 people in the audience. Now, I'm not saying that if I have 10,000 people in the audience, I'll hit my goal tomorrow. I just understand the numbers. But what I have to do is get on that stage and tell my story and give my mission. So the question isn't, okay, what type of ad do I have to run? It's let me find where the people are. Where are my people? The people who are interested in what I have to offer. Where do these people reside? Where are they at? So your question is, where do your people hang out in large groups? Where do they gather? Where's all the people at? If there's an audience of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, what do I have to do to get on that stage? Okay, you might just want me to be there, but if you don't want me to be there, how much do I have to pay to be there? How much do I have to pay to jump on that stage? Now we're just like, we got to think a little bit different. So one, we got to find bigger platforms. And under bigger platforms, we can either do events, big media. So the events, bigger stages, we just got to find where they're at, right? But what about big media? Breakfast Club, huge podcasts. And I'm not talking about the podcast that we're all used to. Hey guys, if you find a really big platform that's hosted by a white person, let me know. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it because what I'm saying has anything to do with race, but I know my platform is like 98% Uses. My platform's 98% Black. So it's a high possibility that if I go on a platform where the host is white and I go on that platform, good possibility 98% of those people have no idea who I am. No audience. My boy Big Trap went on Ellen. My boy Big Trap went on Ellen.
I got so excited about that. Tom, Billy A, Tom, Big Trap went on top. First of all, Trap's going crazy, okay? My boy, Wall Street Trap is going absolutely crazy. Super proud of him. He's laying a blueprint. I need that. Okay. Golly, time flies so fast. Okay. So that was one, right? How can I enroll 1,000 people at one time? But we also have to ask the question, how can I get constant enrollment? These are the questions that I'm asking myself. Not only how can I get 1,000 people at one time and do that a few times a year? Because if I find 1,000 people that will enroll, that means it's probably a platform of 10,000 or 15,000. And if I do that 5 times a year, that's half the goal. Because I can pull 1,000 people out of a crowd of 15,000 or 10,000. Now I just got to find 5 of those. I got 365 days to find 5 of those. And that's half the goal. Am I right? But the other question is, okay, how can I get constant enrollment? Not only constant enrollment, but constant streams of asks. So some people in your business, the only way that people buy is when you ask them. So the ask is, I'm making a post on Instagram saying my product is available. That's how you make sales. It's when you ask. Or if you're running ads, the ad is asking people, how can I get a constant stream of asks? So what I do now is I have ads in my podcast, meaning the podcast get watched every day. I'm talking about like almost every episode get watched. Check this out. Almost every episode gets watched every single day. Think about that. Pretty much every single episode gets watched every single day. So I got 200 something episodes. Every episode is going to get watched today. Not just the more recent ones, every episode. One, I'm constantly promoting the podcast, but in all the episodes, well, here recently, I say recently, this year pretty much, I put an ad for various stuff in my own podcast episodes, meaning I'm asking someone every day through the podcast, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm going to ask people every day on my platform, why don't I just pay for ads on someone else's podcast, which is what I've done. And I'm just going to do a whole lot more this year. You know what's crazy? Some people say, oh, well, Dave, you built the podcast and now you're asking people to sponsor. But I'm not asking you to sponsor because I want the money. I'm asking you to sponsor because it's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'm going to prove that it's a good idea for people to pay me to sponsor my podcast by paying other podcasters to sponsor their podcast, because I know it's a good idea. Because I need the host that someone listens to on a regular basis to endorse me. Because the people that listen to that podcast host, they have an audience of people that are tapped in every single week to that person. I need that. All right. How can I get constant enrollment? Okay, let's go into it. Let's go into it. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, IG, ad budget increase. I gotta spend more money on the constant asks. We have to up the ad budget. We got to spend more, right? Okay, check this out. All right, I can't wait to get to my next one. All right, well, I'm gonna get here real quick. So right now, you all get an affiliate. which in itself is a part of the constant ask, because if you stand to make money, you will tell other people about it. Am I right? Well, right now it's at 30%, which with the $79 membership, I think it's $24, which is good because you get $24 a month. What if you had 200 people that are paying $79 a month, but your 30% is $24 a month. So you get 24 times 200, which is like $4,800 a month. Check this out. Some of you are promoting your own business. You're going really, really hard, but like you got to not only promote the business, but you have to fulfill the business and give it to them. I mean, you're not making $4,800 a month, but for some of us, my product is better. Imagine you had 200 people sign up for listen, here's the thing. I'm not saying that you guys should stop promoting your product. However, I am giving an offer of a really, 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 really valuable product, something that's worth $1,000 a month that people get for $79 a month, and we give 30%. But if we are really, really, really going to run after this goal, I have to pay you more money and make it even more valuable. So I'm just telling you now, I don't know when to increase, but probably soon. We're going to go from 30% to either 40% or 50%. I have a really big goal, and I want to incentivize people to go help me with my goal. Because I figure if I pay more money, some people might say, yo, this is something really, really good. And check this out. It's easier to sell, or it's easier to refer than it is to sell. Would you agree? If you had tickets to a movie and you're saying, hey, buy this ticket to the movie. If people like it, if find it valuable and they want to see the movie, they'll buy it. But if you refer a movie, they'll say, oh, I got to see that. You are more energized because you know it's not a hard sell. You don't care if they take it or not. But if you're suggesting, people don't feel the pressure, and they feel if you're making a suggestion, oh, this got to be good. This person's really suggesting something else. It's either a suggestion to sell. So, if we take it to 40%, I believe the number is $32 a month. If we take it to 50%, it's about $40 a month. Imagine 100 people being a part of Morning Meetup, something that you already pay for, something that you are already invested in, and you're just suggesting it to other people. It may be a full-time job for you, because just 100 people is $4,000 a month. Check this out. I understand now how network marketing companies became network marketing companies, because they said, yo, we're going to have this really, really good product. We're going to fulfill everything. We're going to work the back end. All you have to do is go sell somebody else's product, and we will make sure we pay you. And people say, oh, bet, well, I can do this on the side. And if you sell 100 people something one time, very, 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 matter of fact, I'll just say I've never, ever seen, you make 100 sales and you make 4,000 a month. So I get to thinking, can I build a network marketing company? Yo, this is the value of sitting down and ideating. Can I build? I'm talking about, like, I recruit Marlon. He pays the $79 a month, and I get a percentage of that. And then Marlon goes to sell Bryn. And not only does Marlon make his like 50% or 40%, whatever we're going to do, but I make money when Marlon does that. And maybe there has to be a bigger structure. And I don't know if we're going to do 50% because I got to look at the numbers on like what it's costing me to add. It might be 40%. I don't know. I know one thing, it'll be more than 30 though. I'm thinking, I was literally thinking, can I have a network market? Can I have an MLM? I'm talking about you get 3, they get 3, it's bonuses. Can I do that? It's the bigness of the idea. It's no longer about getting people in a program. It's about building something with infrastructure. I don't know if I'm going to do that. That might be a lot to consider, but I'm considering it. I'm going to have a conversation with somebody that built a network marketing company today. I just want to know the ins and outs. I just want to know. This is just one idea. This is the same thing that you guys put in the chat that you're going to do in 2022. This is just how I think about it. This is how I see it. I don't see a big goal. And that's my biggest concern with with manifesting, because it's misleading a lot of times. Now, some people do it right. But it's misleading in the sense of, if you want it bad enough, it's going to come to you. I don't like that. If you want it bad enough, you'll go get it and the thing will come. You'll have it. Again, because me and Donni argue about manifesting all the time. Golly, I'm running out of time. I got so much more. Okay, organic positioning. Positioning. Hey guys, put it in the chat right now if you're gonna think today. Just put think. Just put think in the chat. Put think in the chat. If you are inspired to do some thinking, like today, you're about to sit down and think. You're about to strategize. You're gonna turn your phone off. You're gonna grab you a sandwich and some juice and some chips and turn the phone off and the TV, and you are going to think while you have a meal, and like you're going to be on the whiteboard, and you are going to think today. If y'all don't think, listen, I'm telling you, with this type of level, y'all are going 7 figures next. Some million. Flames in the chat if we're doing $1 million next year. Flames in the chat if you're doing $1 million next year. $1 million. Flames in the chat. Somebody said something about doing 10 million next year, and I was like, oh, is that right? Let me map out. Okay, let's go to organic positioning. This is something I know I'm going to need, and this is what I got really excited about. This part of my plan, I got really excited. Okay, so right now, and this is going to be really, really easy. Not easy, but this is like low-hanging fruit stuff. I have to start taking clips, the morning meetup clips for social media. Okay? Low-hanging fruit stuff. I just got to get somebody to take every video and start extracting clips, and we post the clips every single day. The reason we're only at 700 is I don't promote it through the experience on my social media. What is wrong with me? Why would I not do that? Why would I not be promoting? Why would I be taking clips out of this and putting it on my social media? That doesn't make sense. I'm bugging. Okay. We gotta have the clips. But here's where it got good. Here's what it got good. Here we go. The Morning Meetup Podcast. I got it. I was like, yo, I'm excited. I got it. We're going to extract the audio, and it will be its own podcast. We already do the audio, and that will be the podcast. We'll take one of the videos, one of the sessions from the week, and we just upload the audio to its own podcast, which its own podcast will have its own following. And if it has its own following, then I can get my own ads. I can monetize the podcast of the Morning Meetup for the podcast itself. Also attempt for someone that is on the fence, they haven't joined, to actually listen. And now you all can share the podcast with other people along with your affiliate link, and you'll make money. I said, why did I not think of this? And I'm the podcast king. What's up with me? The only reason I didn't think of all this stuff that I'm thinking of right now is because that wasn't my target. Some of us have a target and we're just putting the target down. But we're not ideating through the target. I got so excited, it hit me. I said, oh, crap, a podcast. And I don't have to do anything extra. Dang, I thought that was good. So on the podcast, we'll just extract the audio and promote it to the audio platforms, like the podcast platforms. Then we'll extract the video and upload to YouTube, Facebook, maybe once a week. We just take the most powerful call and we upload that once a week to YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Same model of the Social Proof Podcast. Same model. Actually, if y'all listen to Gary Vee's podcast isn't an intentional podcast. It's not like he's sitting down and just talking through a mic. They take his clips from other, now I don't know if things changed, but when I was listening to it, it was just clips of him saying stuff, clips of him speaking and uploading it, and that's his podcast. I said, what the heck? Easy stuff. Even on the Social Proof Podcast, at the end, me and Donni talk about this episode sponsored by so and 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 so. I understand that 20% actually get to the end. It's like 17% actually get to the end. On the Social Proof, I just have to do it up front. This episode is sponsored by the Morning Meetup on the regular Social Proof Podcast. Okay, easy stuff, easy stuff. Also, I'm gonna have to set up a text code that just makes it easier for people to share. Text meetup to this number, just makes it easier. Just some things that I don't have in place right now. I'm just running through my ideas. Y'all cool with that, right? I can't believe it's 8:52, and I have so much more. Okay, let me see. Okay, obviously go live on IG, but also on YouTube. Here's what's crazy. YouTube is a whole nother audience than my Instagram. So I'll be going live on YouTube through this camera once a week. So people can get an opportunity to see what they're missing out on. Instagram is listening right now, and they're like, yo, how the heck did I miss this all year? We do this every single day, 5 times a week for 52 weeks of the year, the entire year. Do you know? So check this out. Just throw some flames in the chat if this has been a game changer for you. Just throw some flames in the chat if this has been a game changer for you. Like you're really thinking this is what I needed. This is what I needed. Check this out. If I was on stage, you'll have paid $1,000 for the ticket. But imagine, watch this now. That's my pastor vibe. I started that yesterday. You know, they start talking, they say, watch this now. Imagine, so if you're at a conference, you pay $1,000. And even if you just had this one session, you'd say, this is valuable. This was worth my $1,000 for the ticket. Do you know that you can get this every single day for every single weekday of 2022 out of 365 days, excluding the weekends? We'll have a conversation similar every day for the whole year. I'll mentor you for the whole year. And if it's like $900. But check this out, it's like $948, $79 times 12. But you can go on the website right now and enroll in the Morning Meetup and get I'll coach you for a whole year for like $500. It's $500 to sign up for the year. You don't have to do it month to month. You can sign up for a year and you save money. Did you know that? For the whole year. That's why I'm so confident I'll sell the crap out of the Morning Meetup, because I know that there's no way that someone can come to the Morning Meetup and say, this is not valuable. Now, some people do come and some people leave, and it's cool. But I know it's nothing wrong with my product, because there are people that even dispute the dollar trial. That's something wrong with them. That's them.
I know. I mean, it's just a part of the game. Like some people are going to leave. And then some people, they'll get excited and they'll be on the call, but it's something in them that's inconsistent. And they just don't want to wake up. They don't want to jump on. I don't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with me. But I know my product is excellent. I feel like Frank Lucas with the Blue Magic. I know this. I know the Morning Meetup is Blue Magic. I know it. Okay. All right. Where was I? Going live on YouTube and Instagram. Why didn't I do this before? I just didn't think about it. Okay. Golly. Oh, I wish I had more time. I need some people. Okay, which one of these? I can talk about one of them. Okay, let me just give you this. One of my biggest ideas. Find a CEO. This is a corporation. You got to see your business as a corporation. My mind is going to the point where I want to find and hire a CEO to run this business. Why? Because I have a lot going on and I don't have to be the CEO. I want you know what a CEO does for a company? They wake up in the morning and their sole purpose is thinking of how to grow this business so that I can keep my job. I don't have to be the principal to own the school. Now, I am very involved. I promise you, I'm not going anywhere. Even if I have a CEO, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be on these calls because these calls help me more than they help you. First off, the fact that I can do what I'm doing right now, like I can run through the ideas when it's not just silent, me and my pen and paper, when I can talk through them, I got more excited now talking about it than I did when I was creating it. So this is therapeutic for me. So I'm not going anywhere, but I need somebody, because when I wake up, I'm thinking of, yes, the Morning Meetup, but the Social Proof Podcast, building out a social proof network, all kind of stuff, right? But if I hire a CEO, this is like next level thinking stuff. If I hire a CEO to run the business, when they wake up in the morning, they think, how do I grow the Morning Meetup? And I need that type of time, energy, and attention. I want someone's whole brain on this and this alone. All right, I gotta go. It's 8:57. 8:57. I gotta go. But I will tell you, I have not been this excited all year. I'm talking about right now, being able to talk through this thing. Golly, to be able to strategize and think through and talk through and say, okay, how am I going to do this? And I go through this whole plan and I'm like, dang, how am I going to pull all that off? Well, I need a CEO. How? Do me a favor, throw it in the chat. How? Just throw it in the chat. Just throw the word how. How am I going to pull this off? How? Very strong, very powerful question. How is a good question. How? You guys say what you're going to do, but we never ask how. We never think how. How am I going to do this? How am I going to pull this off? Where am I going to get the money? Who am I going to use? How? And it's all in your head. It's all there, but we got to take it out of our head and put it in front of our face so we can strategize and think. It's math. It's an equation. It is a problem to solve. So I love you all. I got so many more notes. Y'all don't know. And even talking about this, I have even more notes that I need to start to consider. But if you're on Instagram, go to themorningmeetup.com and you need to be a part of this, okay? That's just me. This is my asking right now. So listen, I am out here. I love you all. Tomorrow.
Come join the most amazing live mentorship and accountability group for entrepreneurs every morning.
Let's go.
The Morning Meetup. Do you have a business idea you need to get off the ground? Do you currently work a 9-to-5 and are looking for supplemental income? Come and network with like-minded individuals and take your business to the next level. Every morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with David Shands and friends. Try the Morning Meetup today for just $1. Head over to themorningmeetup.com. That's themorningmeetup.com.